back, I think. Now, more surprisingly than that, there's still a lot of people watching it. So, most of you guys, I'm kind of, I'm kind of thinking that you guys left the page on and kind of forgot it there. But anyway, thanks for sticking around. There isn't much left to do in this comic. And hey, Billy, thanks for sticking around and paying attention to my random ramblings. There, there isn't much left to do here. After I'm done with this shading, like I said before, normally when I'm late, I end up rushing my backgrounds, and guess what? I'm very late. So I will rush up this background as well. Now for John My Code, I'm gonna really try and do very accentuated cheekbones, just kind of like I did with Matthew. A lot of people seem to be really weirded out by that. But hopefully this looks good. And normally once I have a very well defined base for the drawing itself, like the line art is already there, the colors are in place, and everything's looking great. Normally I do rush the shading a little bit, because unless I'm doing a very detailed part of the character, some small detail I really want to shade in a nice or different way, there isn't much else going on. There isn't much I need to pay attention during shading, so maybe I can do this quicker, faster than all the other parts of the drawing. Also, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised to see to see a Ram character in this comic when they see this page, that is. Because, like I said before, I always try to make a very different and very distinct character from those I have done before. And a goat is a ram, or a goat is a character I still haven't tried to do. I think I said this, but that was around the time the stream was internet disconnected and the stream was cut short, so you guys might not have got that last part. So for this part here, I'm gonna for the background here, I'm thinking about doing a very quick shapes in the back of darker colors, which have people understand that it's the houses and it's dark, but also not spend too much time on it. Just enough to suggest that there is a background there. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you, Fonzer. I think it's really important to try and go out of your comfort zone and do different weird stuff like this ram character. And it's gonna be especially diversifying when this comic gets to the sex part, because there's now this whole horn thing that's gonna be in the action as well. So that's gonna get crazy. Also, I don't think a lot of you were here. I mean, almost all of you were here. But in the beginning of the stream, this particular panel had the characters were posed very differently, and I ended up redrawing this whole panel from scratch. And I really enjoyed the way it turned out. Much more now. It looks more finished. It looks more polished. And altogether, it looks much better. But then again, that's the thing I realized I could do to improve the overall quality of this page. But it ended up costing me 1 or almost 2 hours to rework this frame. Yes, the panel with that is kind of a bird's eye view from up above was very different as well. When I make these changes midway in the process, it can take quite a they can set back my progress quite a lot. And that can be really annoying sometimes. Also, here is a huge problem because I want this character, the mech goat guy, to be smiling, and it's really hard to show a smile already in a muzzle, especially when it's even harder when you're throwing shading, because depending on how I'm shading this, the certain muscles, they lose definition, so the wrinkles in their faces kind of vanish or reappear. And I need to give this the right wrinklage to make it seem like he's smiling. So that's something I also have to give a lot of extra work into. So, how are you guys doing? Those of you who have survived the elements and are still hanging them out. Hopefully you are still entertained. Glad you stuck around for so long. Uh, Sky, you said you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing well. But isn't it like past midnight over there? I mean, in Europe. I think it's way too late for you there. For you there. Also, Billy, let me show me how your picture is looking afterwards. I want to see it. And I'm glad you were able to progress if you're on projects. And I'm glad that if I was able to help in any way, just by being here uh, doing some art. No, Sky, I asked Billy, the guy that goes by Requiem Beats. Uh, it's looking much more interesting now. I mean, the way you're using that brush to texture your picture, it's looking really good. How much how much more work is there before you're done with that one? Or is it more of a experiment picture that you don't really intend on being done with? Because those kind of art, but with you specifically, but with people in general. Uh, as far as it goes, I think it's really good. For me, it already looks finished, but I don't know, normally you always like to throw in some flair afterwards, some flowers here and there. I thought that perhaps you're gonna do more with that picture. But to me, it already looks very finished. Also, I'm sorry I'm kind of quiet now. A lot of subjects to talk about, unfortunately. I'm trying also to focus on getting this picture finished. This whole kind of page. Also, there's nothing wrong with being very fiddly when finishing drawings. I really like the way your drawings look when they're finished and full of effects and sparkles and all that. I think it adds a lot of personality to the way you go overboard with the idea in general. Like it doesn't feel like you stop short. It feels like you really go the extra mile with your drawings. And I really enjoy that. Also, I don't know if I said this before, but a lot of details in the clothing and in the characters, that should be in the line art. I leave that out because I normally do those here in the shading part. So some wrinkles in their clothing, some details in their faces. Normally I end up doing those here in the shading. So my line art can be kind of unfinished sometimes. Anyway, now that I'm done with shading this whole thing, I can throw in some quick backgrounds and be done for the night. Finally. So for this page here with Nathan and Gavin in the bar, I just used one frame with the background and the rest was just uh, mixing with the colors. So I'm gonna do the same here with this one in another layer. Then I get my marker pencil for quick shadings. I fiddle in a little bit with the colors, then I catch a draw. There's not a lot of secret here. Not a lot of finesse either. It's really kind of half-assed in a way. But it gets the job done. With this one, I'm gonna use slightly darker colors. Because in this scenario here, I feel like this darker color helps give focus to this character. Like he's really talking about something important there, or he's really the only thing you should pay attention to. So I darken the background. So the focus stay on the character. For this panel right here, since they are in front of the houses, I'm gonna use this default night sky gradient that comes with Clip Studio. Then I'm gonna clear it up a bit because I think it's too dark, and desaturize it with some. And then I will come back later with another color. what I'm gonna do is once again throw in some colors here, then write a color down here where the characters are, especially to give some contrast and make Gavin's hands look more visible. And for this panel here, I'm going to do something different. Let me fix his eyes. I kind of fucked up a little bit. And you think that these used to be done entirely on paper, and when it was digital, there was so many details here and there that you could easily spend hours on a single background. So just to make it a little more interesting, I'm gonna get these grass patches and color them differently, that's so they look more unique. I forgot to do this line here. No matter. I can fix that in coloring. So for the houses, I'm gonna do something very default. I'm not gonna spend too much time coloring the houses with special bricks or anything. There was a time when I thought about many different approaches I could give to painting. To painting these kind of things that is a great flat area, but it has a lot of notches or details in between, but it's always going to be the same color. So I thought about doing this, like here in the fence, I thought about doing these notches on another layer. And so when I got to coloring, I could hide the layer with the notches and the lines and color it simply. And after I'm done coloring, I could simply get back the layer with the notches, and I wouldn't need to go do this and paint them individually, which takes a lot of time. So here's more tarmac, here's more sidewalk, here's more grass. Very bright and very uncolored grass. From this tree is gonna have a darker red color, yellowish body. For the houses, bright tarmac. And it's already starting to look very homey. It's a very nice, very respectable neighborhood, this one I've just illustrated. So also for this paved walkway, I could go and do individually colored bricks. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna just get two colors and color bricks like in odd places, like here and there. Just give it some little more personality. You don't really need to go and create a very I don't need to go and make a huge thing out of this. It looks good, I just need to tone down the contrast a bit. great. And yes, I mean, because of the internet disconnections, each time the Twitch reconnected, it created another video clip because it understood that each time I got disconnected, I was done with the stream, and another stream had began afterwards. So there is a lot of small clips there, and like I said, if I later go to post this on YouTube, this stream I'm gonna have to go and stitch these videos together in a single file for uploading. So normally houses have more interesting colors. Like I said, this is going to be a very simple house, just for background purposes. All the windows will have the same dark tint. I had another comic project I had in mind to do, and for that comic project, my idea was to go and do a lot of backgrounds, but I never really defined very well what that comic was gonna be or how the architecture of that place was gonna be either. So